Are we live? There we are. Guys, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Man United Agenda. Just me, Cole, on Monday. And we've got, oh, Cole, I'm so glad you're here today. Guys, tune in. We've got an action packed show for you. Let's go. Right, it's Monday. We finished third. That was yesterday. We've now a new week. It's a new agenda. And Cole, before we go any further, I would just like to say, well done. By all accounts, you had a. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to leave you to explain.
Yeah, okay. So I had a little gentleman's agreement with Rebel. If Brighton didn't get Champions League football this season, because I backed them to do it, I would eat some Satan's spawn. Some of these little bad boys. They are very, very hot.
Hold on. Just let me get those up there for you. There you go.
They are very, very hot chili sweets. A nice big handful. So I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna do it now. But keep in tune, because how many goals was Rashford behind Haaland? Do we know?
He got 36 goals, didn't he? So it's 16 maybe.
Oh, 16. Well, Rebel in that case, I believe, has to do the one chip challenge on stream.
Oh,
Rebel has to do it.
Rebel.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder.
You have to be in within 10 goals.
I'm sure Rebel. So Rebel's conveniently not in the chat at the moment, guys. If you do see Rebel in the chat, just remind him. So, Cobb, let me
hold
take.
on. So let's get it straight. So, Colin, you said Brighton would be in the top four, and you're an honourable man, and now your forfeit now is to yam one jelly baby, extremely hot chili jelly baby.
No, my handful.
And are you staying on live? Are you going to disappear from us? Are you agreeing to stay with us to see the proper reaction of how this chili affects you?
I will be here until the end of the stream.
Fantastic. Guys, if you're watching at home, tune in. This is fantastic. This is a great viewing. This will be snipped forever. And so, yeah, countdown begin.
Come. Much.
Rebel, I hate you.
A handful of these chili.
Oh,
come on, chew.
Oh, it's so hot.
All right.
And while you are chewing, Monday, could you go through some of these comments, please?
For sure. But I want to keep my eye on Column.
Yeah, so do I.
Big up Lucky Sings giving us the gold stars.
That's
Lucky
why he's
Sings
on big screen.
Maguire, McTominay, new adventure to London. Glasses are steaming up right now. Lucky saying here, we're not playing at all. Maguire, McTominay, Martial, Alex Tellez, and Bailey. Good evening, Matthew Bassett. I hope you're tuned in. Look at Column. He's eating, for a forfeit, he's eating some jelly babies, fiery hot jelly babies. Well done, Column. Keep chewing. Big up everyone in chat. He says his eyes are watering. Shah United. Welcome back, Shah. Hope you're doing well, man. He said,
Where you been?
Yeah, where are you, Shah, man? We missed you, bro. You're coming at the end of the season. Great to see you, though. Fred and Maguire can leave. Hallelujah, says Matthew Bassett. Bath Times tuned in. He said, why are we making another All Northerner eat spices? He lost the forfeit. He said Brighton will finish to the top four. How you feeling? Let's stop right there. How you feeling, Colin? Speak to us.
I've rubbed my hands and it's gone into my eyes.
Oh. No. You promised to stay online, by the way. Okay. How do they taste? What? Tell us how it feels. How it feels right now.
Very, very painful.
Okay, you heard it, guys. Vincent saying no cheating, no yogurt, no milk afterwards. Laughing out loud, he is. See, a man, honourable man of his words. How you feeling, Colin? Are you okay, for real?
I might have to wash my eyes.
Okay. Good evening, Bill Badger. How you doing, man? He said, hope you all had a blinding weekend. That's a great pun there from our man.
Oh, God.
Bath time saying here, don't rub your eyes, Colin, you amateur. Too late. Bill Badger getting big up from Matthew Bassett. Shah's having a ball right now. He's barely laughing. And call an ambulance, says Shah.
Oh.
Yo, Shah Nacho. So update us, Colin. It's been, what, a minute or so since you ate a handful of these jelly babies. Talk to us. How do you feel right now?
My mouth is on absolute fire. My eyes are on fire. My eyes are watering. My nose is running. Oh, God. I feel like I'm just at like 16 massively Vindaloo curries. Oh, God.
Is it unbearable? I mean, you seem to be okay. You're managing all right at the moment. Emma's saying here, Mr. B is enjoying this far too much. Look at his smile.
I ate broccoli, and you know what? Mine was over in minutes, man. Look at
Wow.
look, Cole. Fair play to you, Cole. What I will say is, look, if you, well
God.
done for eating them. If you do have to, look, Rebel's joined. Rebel has actually joined.
Oh.
Rebel, I understand you've joined the stream because you've come to see Colm do his forfeit. I do understand that you have a forfeit. If Colm, if you would like to explain Rebel's forfeit before we go with the show.
Yeah. Oh. So Rebel had a gentleman's agreement with me that if Rashford was 10 goals behind, 10 or more goals behind Haaland, he would have to eat a one chip. He'd have to do the one chip challenge live on stream. So Rebel, get your backside on, do it. Oh.
You heard it here, guys. Make sure we don't forget Rebel has to do a one chip challenge after this. You're a brave man, Colin, especially to do that online on a live with all these people tuned in watching. Wow. He said Brighton would get top 4, and he's an honourable man. He stood by his bet. And just to show us again the packet, please. So there's this evidence on the show. If you just put it on a big screen again, a handful of these something spawn jelly babies.
Satan's spawn jelly babies.
Dear.
Oh,
There
God.
we go. Colm, fair play to you, man. Fair play to
Are they
you.
even legal? Vincent wants to know if they're legal.
Yeah, they're legal. They're legal. You can buy them off Amazon.
Bath time saying Mr. B's a cruel man. Look at the delight in his eyes. Can we just remind Rebel, what's the bet with Rebel, please? What did he say, Colin? Bath time wants to know.
So Rashford had to be within 10 goals of, this is just Premier League goals, of Erling Haaland this season, which I don't think he is. So now Rebel has to do the one chip challenge.
So Premiership goals, I'm sure Haaland he's beaten Andy Cole's record, so he must have 36.
Yeah.
And Rashford, what did Rashford get? 16?
Well, he had 30 goals in total, didn't he, all season? So it wasn't quite 30 goals in Premiership.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Oh boy.
But Rebel, you're next.
Rebel, as long as it's live on the show that I'm on, my friend, it's all good. It's all good. Guys, we've drifted slightly off topic, but fair play to Colm for this. You ain't leaving the stream, Colm, so don't worry. We'll blow anytime you want to leave the stream. You ain't going nowhere. That's tough. That's just the way that it goes. Guys, Fred to Fulham. Could this be happening? Has Ten Hag worked a miracle and got players that that we deem surplus to requirements out of the club on Monday?
Right, after Fred's performance yesterday, I feel a bit apprehensive about this because Fred, as much as we give him stick, he's got thick skin. He's played with a smile on his face, and I don't think he's been valued for the 50 million we paid for him from Shakhtar Donetsk a few years ago. But he's been a good addition as a squad player. And me personally, I know we've had issues over the last few years with midfielders, and he's been one of them. I don't think he's good enough to be a first-team player for Man United Football Club, but I like his attitude, and I do think for squad gains, squad goals, and all that kind of thing, I would consider him. I was starting to consider maybe we keep either McTominay or Fred or both of them just for the squad. But if he's going to Fulham, it would be a great opportunity for him to get first team football, to maybe show what he's really about. because he's never really had the opportunity to really shine at Manchester United, and maybe he can sort of get that first team football, play, and shine over there rather than being a sub the majority of the time. But I just want to know how much Fulham would be prepared to pay for him. They didn't get the Europa League. They didn't get the Conference League. They just missed out. Or did they? I'm not sure. I think they did miss out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But Fred is a good player, and he's proven to me with his attitude, which is the main thing, not quality, but his attitude. If we had people with Fred's attitude in our club, we wouldn't miss a beat. I think he's proven to be a good addition overall. And if you assess his career at Manchester United, I would say 50 million is a bit pricey, but he's been a good addition. Just a decent player for us and someone who always gives 100% effort. So fair play to him. And I like people who give effort like that. And regardless of his lack of quality in certain areas. So I'm in an R about this, but if he does go to Fulham, I wish him all the best.
You're in an R in, really?
Yeah, his performance yesterday, after sitting on the bench for a long period of time and coming on and really, putting the effort in and everything else, that enthusiasm, we might miss that enthusiasm in our midfield. You need that, don't you, Mr. B? We got Ericsson, we got put in Casemiro. I don't know who else is going to come into that side, but we need someone to get about the park. Something give it off us a little bit different, something different. So McTominay, I love McTominay, but one of them might stay. I think McTominay might stay, and especially if Fred goes, because we can't be depleted in that position. So Fred, I wish you all the best. I know someone who belongs to the Man United agenda, who founded the Man United agenda, will right now be crying his heart out. And he's got a mug with Fred on his name, with Fred's name on it as well. But well done, Fred. You've done all right at the club. You've proven yourself. You came through the heat. Everyone felt a bit of heat for the last few seasons, and now you get the opportunity to go off into the sunset and play for Fulham, join up with Pereira, and play for a good side down at Craven Cottage, and continue your career. So well done, Fred. Great attitude. Not a great player, but a decent player for Man United.
Colin, if you are able to talk.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so hard. It seems like it cools down, and every time I take a breath in, it just hits me all over again. Fred, he's been a good servant to United. He's had a few decent games as well. I mean, at the weekend, I think he was fantastic as well, but he's just not at that standard of a player that Man United need in their midfield. He can press and he can give you a bit of energy and fight. That's fantastic, but we need a little bit more than that from somebody at United. So I wish him all the best when he goes to Fulham. I really, really do. Yeah.
Question for you: is Mount better than Fred?
Yeah, you answer that first, Mr. B.
I'm going to say I will say yes. I am going to say yes. I'm just looking at the squad that if we get one in and one out, say it is one in, we're still going to be short of players, but we go one in out. Fred for McTominay, Fred for Mount, I think is a no-brainer. Yeah. To be fair,
people say, "Oh, Mount, is it like for like?" But they are similar players. One thing they do, they work hard. They've got a great attitude. They get around the pitch. That's something I really appreciate from Mason Mount. Fred, when he was playing at Shakhtar, used to play a lot higher up the pitch in the sort of role that Mount does as well. Mount's got a bit more quality. He scores a lot more goals. He's done it at a higher level, I believe. And obviously, I keep referring to the Champions League final when they beat City. He provided the goal, great assist, and he's an England international. And I think he's in prime. He's younger than Fred. And he's got a lot more higher ceiling, I think. There's a lot more to come from Mason Mount, especially under the tutelage of our coach, Ten Hag, who I really respect. He's been proven to be a great coach. If Ten Hag wants him, I think it'd be a good deal. I know Mr. B was sort of speculating that maybe Mount could come with other London-based players at the moment who are friends and could all come up to Manchester, a bit like Beckham did a few years ago. So if this is all going on in the background, it does work out. I think it's a good deal because Mount has proven to be a top Premiership player and someone who can come in and fill the boots, first-team boots of some players and come in and wouldn't be a drop-off in level. I don't know what you think, Colin, but guys, in the comments, just want to say we had some bath time saying here, We are crying out for a left-footed player. So keep the puns coming in about crying and hot or chilly or whatever. Keep the puns coming in. I really like that, guys. But make it about Colin because he's done a big deed right there today by taking that chilly challenge.
No, I on about Mount. I really, really like Mason. Yes, I think he's head and shoulders above Fred. He gives us something that Fred doesn't have. Now, I know, like I said, Fred's got a lot of energy and everything in there, in the middle of the field. But I think Mount's a lot more creative. I think we're going to see a lot more chances with Mason Mount playing in our midfield. And no, Bill, I'm not.
What's he said?
They're asking to drop another bit jelly bean.
Not a chance. I'm still suffering.
And Rebel saying, someone get Tom Jones. Great balls of fire. Well done, Rebel. Well done. Keep them coming, guys. Yes, so Mount, let's go through some comments here, just on Mount quickly, because there's a big chat about Mount at the moment. Bath time saying, I'm not on the Salcedo bandwagon, but I'd do the Oregon Trail Rice. The Oregon Trail. What's that? Trail. I
don't know, but I think that means he'll take the punt on Rice, maybe. Yeah, he'll take Rice.
Bale Badger saying, no, Fred's worth 60 million easy. I think he's fine. Wink. Mount is levels above Fred technically and offers similar work rate. That's from Bath time. Mount is different to Fred, says Bill Baggio. Rebels saying here, one thing's for certain, we need English players this summer for the quota. What is the quota? Oh, here we go. The quota is we need 8 homegrown players in the squad. That's the total. This is from Matthew Bassett. Mount is being used as an 8 or a 10. And they're just throwing out names here. You can read them. Goalkeeper, Costa for Porto, bring from the right back from Leverkusen, formerly Man City, the Korean centre-back from Napoli, whose manager's just left. Ian Nacho. Who's Ian Nacho? Salcedo, we know him from Brighton. Rice, obviously, Mount, Kane, Ferguson. That's the request from Box. We're going to talk about Zelanga, Rashford, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and Martial Heaton, I think all count as a homegrown. So we might be getting rid of Elanga.
Well, Elanga might be gone. Maybe that's why they're going to try and hold on to McTominay, maybe over Fred, if that's an option that they've got. But, so man, if it means getting in, they'll work it out. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. And obviously, look, we're talking about departures. I mean, and homegrown. What does he classify as a homegrown player or not? Harry Maguire. It's hi, Rich. It's been last hour or so. Ten Hag had a meeting with somebody, and Romano came up with a few quotes that he did on Twitter. Obviously, we've gone for one. We could have gone for a few, I suppose. But Harry Maguire. The quote from. Can you read that on Monday?
Yeah, so Fabrizio Romano is saying here, there's a quote, Ten Hag on Maguire. He said, no one would be happy with this situation. He works very hard, but Varane is fantastic. And that's what he told Henry Winter on Time Sports. There's been an interview between Ten Hag and Henry Winter. So he's referring to the situation with Maguire not playing many games. But he said he works very hard, but Varane is obviously clearly number one above him. Then Maguire will stay, question mark. And this is from Ten Hag. He said, let's say I'm happy he's here for his job. Okay, so he said he's happy he's here for his job, but it's also a decision he has to make, which you can read between the lines there and suggest that means something. So he understands the manager saying here, he understands he's not getting first team football. He said, but he's happy he's here for the job that he does, but it's a decision about leaving, so he's not stopping him. If he wants to leave to get first team football, it's a decision that Harry Maguire has to make. So it's all down to Harry, which suggests to me, if you're manager, you want to keep a player, you'll say he's not for sale, he's going nowhere, wouldn't you? So I don't know what you guys think, but to me, that rings alarm bells for me as a Harry Maguire fan and for Harry Maguire. He needs to make a decision about his future very fast. I know Colin was teasing me in the WhatsApp group saying he's going to Sheffield United. I don't think that's going to happen. But But I think, like Fred, they've done a service for the club. They haven't achieved much as in regards major trophies. Their reputation is a bit soiled, to be fair. Maybe lacking the quality, Fred and Maguire, maybe, because they didn't really produce the best they could have done. They could have achieved a lot more in their peak of the career. But with Harry Maguire, I expect everyone, especially Bill Badger in the comments, to be like celebrating right now to say, yeah, get this guy out of the club. But I'll just say this on Harry Maguire, just a little bit of tribute from me to say he came to try to conquer. He finished second place. We just finished third again. He helped us get to Europa League final and we won the League Cup and he lifted it, even though he wasn't involved that much. He was under pressure from day one because of the price tag. He's a big defender. He's got limitations. And that was exposed on many occasions at Manchester United because he plays at a higher level consistently. But not once do I feel Harry Maguire put his head down. Not once do I feel that he lacked any sort of desire to get on the pitch or was hiding. He always went out there and tried his best to deliver. And if his best wasn't good enough for some of you fans, this is the reason why he's leaving. And the best is not good enough for Ten Hag because he's got Varane now. This is another reason why he might be leaving. I wish him all the best. He's not the best defender, centre-back we've ever had, but he sure is a good quality defender, and he's an England international. And I really do hope we get good money for him because he should. It'll be interesting to see how much he's valued at and how.
What do you think? What do you think he's valued at? This
is the thing. This is the thing, Mr. B. Everyone rips him, but let's just see what other top coaches and top scouts who are really qualified, what they would be prepared to pay for him. That would be that would
you didn't tell me.
Anything around 30, 40, 50 million for a 30-year-old centre-back is decent.
Did you say 50 or 15?
30, 40, 50. Anything in that region from 30 to 50 million would suggest that he's very highly regarded.
Cole.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, 50 million for Maguire, I think is reasonable. You know, he's not the worst centre back in the Premier League. Let's start off there. He's not. But looking at it, I wouldn't. I'm not Harry Maguire's biggest fan. Everybody knows I'm not. You know, I've had little digs at him here and there throughout the season, but he's a good backup to have. You know, but on his wages and how much we paid for him, he can't really be there. And I think for his career and for himself, he does need to look, especially if he's not going to get a lot of game time next season, he needs to go somewhere else because hasn't Gareth Southgate come out as well recently and said, look, I can't keep picking you if you're not getting first team football.
There you go.
So he needs to go and get first team football if he wants to continue being part of that England setup. So Harry, if you do go, I wish you all the best.
Mr. B, is the opportunity now to sort of state your case. You've given him a lot of stick, obviously. You've had to watch him make mistakes and you've come openly cussed him. Well, how do you feel about this? Maguire leaving the club, quite possibly, or having to make a decision like that. How would you feel? I mean, with your players that you have, if you said they came to you and said, well, boss, am I with you next season? You said, well, it's up to you. Go if you want. That's not giving a backing, is it? Not really giving a backing as a manager.
I'm glad he's gone. We can now stop having this debate with you, because it got to the stage where I couldn't understand what you were saying. You've defended him, and now you've accepted that he's not good enough for Man United. I accept. I like that. It's got to that. I mean, look, wow, Fred Solo could be losing his mind, and you could be losing your mind. All in the space of a summer. You know what I mean? So look, he was okay under Oli, you know, and I admit in the final, I wish he had played because I think we probably would have won the Europa League final if he had played. Under the system that Ten Hag is currently playing and wants to play, he doesn't fit. It's not his style. We laugh, he takes ages to turn around and blah, blah, blah. But it's even... The game before he played where he ended up playing the ball back, he didn't turn to press, he didn't, you know, there's so much things that we want as Man United fans, or Ten Hag wants as a Man United manager, he wants the players to do, and he can't do it. So he's had a job. As he said, he came, he didn't conquer, he got partway up the hill, you know. But it is what it is. It's life. He needs first team football, and thank God he's not going to be getting first team football with us. So Maguire goes, it's no problem. It's then another upgrade, and that's all we could ask for: upgrades in the squad. There's going to be somebody who's going to leave who I like. Eventually. But if Fred and Maguire both leave, I'm over the moon.
Okay, Mr. B, I asked you about the manager. It's not a vote of confidence, is it? So Box is saying here, Maguire is wanted by Juve, Milan, Inter, and Roma. So what does that suggest about his stock?
They're not going to be playing high up the pitch, so that's perfect for them. The problem with that is they can want him all he want. You think Maguire's going to go Italy? Really?
He needs to get first team football, and I think if he speaks to someone like Tomori, if he speaks,
I was going to say right, but Tomori's not being picked for England. You see what I mean? Yeah, so is it out of sight, out of mind?
Well, Colin said just now that Southgate said from the horse's mouth that if he gets first team football, if he's not getting first team football, it's been hard to pick him. So already he's got the trust because of what he's done previously for Southgate. So if he does go somewhere and get first team football, then that cancels that out right there. And I think for Maguire, with a big tournament coming up very soon next season, I think it's time that he does go off and get in first team football. And like I say, we might disrespect him. People criticize him. And when put on the spot and asked why he's so poor, they say, he's slow. We just don't like it. He's got a slab head. That's what usually comes out. But Juve, Roma, Inter, and Milan are all interested in this guy. So that suggests to me that there's something good about him. And some of these guys in Italy, they're strolling centre-backs. He could become a better player playing in Italy. He could learn the dark arts. He could become technically understand the art of defending playing in Italy. So good luck to him. If I was him, I would go to Italy, get away from this country, because people in this country are disrespectful and don't respect good defenders like himself, who's done so well for England. Bobby Moore won a World Cup with England, and then 4 years later, in 1970, they got knocked out by Brazil and team. Maguire's done more or less, apart from winning a thing. He's got to a final and got to a semi-final World Cup, as the main guy at centre back for England. But he doesn't get the credit for that. Terry Butcher had a bandage on his head, and he was bleeding, and people say he's a warrior and all that kind of thing. Maguire stood up and took a penalty in the final of the the European Championships, and banged it away. Stuart Pearce did the same thing, missed the penalty, and Southgate missed the penalty in 1996. Stuart Pearce missed one in 1990, and they're looked at as heroes and had pizza adverts about it. Maguire goes up there, steps up, delivers it, and imagine he would have missed. Imagine he would have missed. So I think Maguire deserves a lot more credit. And when we look back in history, we might say, actually, England's one of England's better eras where they've been really successful, because really they haven't done much in major tournaments, but in the last few years they have. And the guy standing there with his big blockhead is Harry Maguire, guys. So don't forget that.
Wow. Cole, is there anything else you want to say to that?
Well, I'm trying to remember it all. Sorry, my head's still absolutely everywhere.
And I saw you swaying. That's why I jumped in, Colin. I'm so sorry, man. I couldn't resist it.
It's fine. No, I think the Italian league would be a really good fit for Harry. I really, really do. But then again, it depends whether he wants to keep competing to get into England, because nobody in Italy that's English seems to even get a look in. So he's got to weigh that up, I suppose.
I hear that. OMONDI, I've got something that I know you haven't seen. This is our final topic. We've done the Fred, we've done the Maguire. Now we're looking maybe further into the future as to things that have gone on. Guys, we've got whether or not it's true or not, we've got a new kit coming out. That's the truth. It's been leaked. We've got no crest. And it's just a sign of the devil. Thoughts?
Well, for one, I like the shirt. It looks quite decent. It looks quite neat.
Don't you think it looks a bit like the Liverpool kit?
Yeah, it does actually. It does a bit. But we are red and black, so it would be black shorts, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah, it would be black. But so the crest, interesting. I'm just looking at my shirt here, and we've got a typical Man United shirt, crest icon with the red bar at the bottom, Man United. Yeah, and okay, so a lot of things missing there. I don't know why. Someone's straining for some explaining there. What's going on with this? Why is it just the devil there? I've never liked the devil. No one likes the devil. I'm a man of God. But I would say what you're doing now is highlighting it just as a devil rather than the Man United tag. You're just stripping it all down and saying, we are just devils. In my opinion, that's how it looks to me. Put the Man United original icon, logo up there, and I'll be a lot happier. I don't like that, Mr. B, if you're asking me. I don't want to get into my faith, or I'm not religious or anything, but me and the devil don't get along. So I wouldn't buy that shirt for that alone. It's just representing the devil strictly. Put the Man United thing around there, make it a Red Devils thing, a nickname, a thing. But if you just make it just the devil, it's like, what the blood clot's going on here? Fork and thing, pitchfork, digging it away. I don't like the idea that they need to change it, and someone needs to explain themselves. Sorry if I'm offending anyone who likes the devil, but I don't.
Cole, you did some more comments in the chat you can get to after as well on one day, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick them out.
Yeah, I'm not on board with the kit. I'm going to be honest. It's nice looking, but I think it just so much looks like a kit that's been approved by Sir Jim and the Glazers. That's why the Devils there and the Manchester United and everything isn't there, because it's the Glazers and Sir Jim are like, well, we are the Devils. Let's slap ourselves on that badge. That's what they've done. That's my opinion on it. But it's a lot better than that horrible other one that was leaked out. Whether
the green one with the green one with the bloody yellow roses on.
No, I'm on about. I don't know whether it's real or if it's fake. That black and white striped one that made us look like Newcastle. If you've seen that one, I hope that's. If anybody's
seen it, yeah, so do I. To be fair, that one is shocking. I'm with you on Monday. I prefer to have a badge on it. I would prefer to have a badge on it. It does look a bit too plain, but then, like anything else, once it's out there and you see it, maybe it's something that you'd like. But at the moment, I'm not digging the no badge.
Just to add as well, I mean, you spelled kit like Knight Rider, so hopefully I don't.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, you know what?
Let's leave it there.
You've kept it up there for so long and you waited, you bitch.
Anyway, Knight Rider, one of my favourite shows from the 80s. Michael Knight and Devon. Class. What a show. Anyway, you want the comments? I'm going to bring them, guys, because you guys type in, we will read them out. And you guys, anyone stop me, guys, if you want to sort of challenge anything. Across the pond, how you doing? It says Martinez maybe the Korean in and Varane and Lindelof. So, yeah, Slabhead should go somehow. So he's just talking about the balance of the centre-backs. With a new goalkeeper, would Maguire look a lot better? That's from Rich Sports. Remember, jump in if you want to answer this column, Mr. B. Bath time saying Maguire was at his best when Henderson was playing. And
Henderson doesn't play here no more.
Box obviously giving a list of Italian clubs that are interested in Maguire, which suggests that he's a very good player. Rich Sports again. By the way, check out Rich Sports. Go and subscribe to him. He said, if the focus is on passing and not compensating for a keeper glued to the line who might be a bit more useful, he might be a bit more useful than Varane. There you go. A bit of balance there. We get some intelligent comments. But after saying I'd 100% keep Maguire if he agrees to a squad role and is okay with 25 games a season.
Yeah, and makes 20 mistakes in each of those games. No thanks.
Okay. We get some balance at least. It's not unanimous. Rebel saying Leicester sold us a dubbed, sent it back to Chelsea so far also. Leicester sold it back to Chelsea. Who? Fofana. Okay, he looked poorly up there. Maguire needs to leave now, says Emma. If he wants to play first team football, he's not going to start much under Ten Hag, and he's 29 years old. Matthew saying Matt Maguire going and Kim coming in. Rich Sports is saying here, as fans are not wondering why he looks better with England, Leicester doing bits since they let him go. Yes, big up to Leicester Till I Die channel. Chris, we won't be seeing you for a long time because we only deal with the Premiership. Bath, I'm saying here, I think we get £50 million for Maguire because so many teams want him. Is it going to be a bidding war? Box saying Maguire will command a fee. Wants first team football. Us sell same as Fred. Maguire, Van der Beek, Bailey, Tellez, and De Gea. Oh gosh, Luton Town 15 million for Maguire. That's from across the pond. Rebel saying, as Tina would say on Monday, you have to be simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone, and that's not English. Box saying here, obviously RAP Tina Turner. Box saying Brighton are quoting 40 million for Dunk. By logic, Maguire is worth 50. Okay. Do you want to just jump in, guys? Do you agree with that?
I didn't know Dunk was being quoted at 40 million.
Colin?
If Dunk's 40 million, then I'm pushing Maguire up another 20, so he can go up to 60 over Dunk. Because I think he is a better defender than Dunk is.
Oh, so we get some balance in the comments and on the panel. Across the pond saying Pepe, we may get nothing, so be prepared. Maguire not getting much either. Okay, I don't understand. Rich was saying Leicester in financial trouble, took the debt based on future income based in staying in the Premier League. Didn't work out for them, but they did it. Big up, everyone. Give King Dino a wave. How you doing, King? He said Harry needs to move. I think he fits in at Spurs. There you go. There's a good club for him. That'd be nice. I forgot about Bailey. I'd take whatever I could for him, says Rich Sports. Eric Bailey, defended like Blanco from Street Fighter. Oh, Blanca. It was Blanca, sorry, not Blanco. Yeah, wow, buddy. Across the pond says Sports Talk. Sorry, across the pond says Maguire. Yeah, go to Spurs. That would be great. Maguire is going. Move on, Mr. B. He's shite. That's Bill Badger. Bill Badger has never wasted time in saying how poor Maguire is. Shite is G Wolf intake. He's much better than that. Oh God. Check out G Wolf as well. Big up G Wolf. Rich Sports again saying hopefully Rand doesn't spend too much time injured next season. There you go. We might regret that if we sell Maguire. King saying here,
coming in.
Maguire is good in counter-attacking in a counter-attacking team, but when he's asked to defend in the opposition half, he struggles. Kim would be a great replacement. I'd rather sell McTominay than Fred. So he's just giving us a summary of what we've spoken about earlier. Maguire's salary would be the issue, says across the pond. Bartha saying, does Mr. B think Casemiro is too slow to play in a high line system as he's slower than Maguire?
He's not slower than Maguire. He's not slower than Maguire. And yes, he's going to be perfect to play. Casemiro, there's no way on God's green earth Casemiro is slower than Maguire. No way.
Oh my God. Do you remember years ago they used to do like a 100-meter sprint for footballers? I think Keith Cole won it once. The centre back.
Bloody hell.
Showed you, and Gary Palace was one of the quickest centre backs. No one expected that. I say Maguire is quicker than Casemiro. I think he definitely is. Once he gets into his stride, Casemiro is slow as fuck. Bill just said Maguire looks good at walking football international level. Okay, Bill hates him. Rebel saying Maguire straight swap for Maddison. In it, yeah, Maddison would be a good signing. I think Maguire's playing style suits Italian football. Just what Colin was saying as well. Same page, just from Matthew Bassett. Southgate would still pick him. Even if he's not playing much, he just picked Maguire and Phillips from the City, who's only played 90 minutes all season or something like that. That's from Emma. Bath, I'm saying here, after Premier League, Italy is by far the most physical top leagues, and they play high lines. Why do you think Italian giants think Maguire can play high line, but you don't? There you go. So there you go. There's a lot of argument here. I'll just go through. Look. Maguire's missed penalty would not be as bad as Saka got from the English. Okay, so if Maguire would have missed a penalty, he would have got as much stick as Saka for what reasons we know about, Replacement for Sheena at Inter Milan, possibly. That's from Matthew Bassett. Maguire is not fit to lace Phil Jones's boots, even though Phil does still need help with his tying up his boots. That's from Bill Baggio. I'm just going to wind it up now, man. Big up to Senor Lopez. He says he's laughing. I think he's laughing there. Big up to Rushmana. Looks like a diaper's kick. Guys, if you don't realise, today there's a challenge, a forfeit. If you read the bottom here, it says Colin does a chili belly babies forfeit. And he ate a handful of jelly babies at the start of the show. And as you can see, he's just surviving now. He's still with us. So credit to him. Bring back the 91 shirt, says Rich Sports, 91 shirt. I can't remember what that looked like, but we won the Cup Winners' Cup, didn't we? Has nobody for real? No one likes the devil. Yeah, same page. Senor Nest, King Dino saying haven't Team Viewer pulled out. Is that true?
Well, they were waiting to see if they could get another sponsor. Obviously, they can't. So I think they've got to go for another year.
Okay, Bill Bartholomew said he rates me for having a can't pronounce that word. I know what it means though. Crisis about a shirt. So obviously, I had a little rant about having the devil. Don't like the devil. If you do, then it's your business. There's so many comments now. I'm just going to wind up. I just want to say hi to Vincent as well. 25 games is too much for Maguire at the club. He can try those numbers at Coventry, who were in the Championship. Unfortunately, they didn't make it, did they? We got Eddie's big up Eddie. Go and check out his channel. Go and subscribe as well. I hope we're having a great bank holiday. We are not Colin though, because he had to choose some chilies. I'm happy to hear the news of Maguire going. Oh, there you go. I'm sure you are. I'm gonna leave you there. Just keep the comments coming. Back to you, Mr. B.
Guys, is there any other business that we need to talk about before we leave?
Yeah, Colin, I'm sure you've got some news. Come on, bring it up.
Oh, have I got some news? I feel like I was about to say, have I got some news for you? But that's a completely different thing, isn't it? Yeah, there was something that came up earlier. Oh, that's it. Don't know whether you want to talk about it, but I'm going to force it anyway. Harry Kane obviously has been linked with United for quite a while now. Apparently, he's due to have a meeting with Daniel Levy and his agents on Wednesday to force the move out of Tottenham.
Okay, Mr. B.
The more I think about his numbers, I just look at if we had 30 extra, he scored 30 Premier League goals in that dead Tottenham team. I'm dead. If we get
goals this season,
he scored 30 Premier League goals this season.
He didn't.
He did.
30 Premier League goals,
please somebody tell. I'm sure he scored 30 Premier
goals. Are you sure?
I'm sure he scored 30 Premier League goals. Somebody in the chat's gonna tell us.
Come on, Google guys, because I don't believe that.
It's numbers. It's just the numbers, Monday.
Right.
That's all I'm thinking about. The chances that V-Course misses, the chances that Martial misses, if he's on the end of, these are going in the back of the net. You know what I mean? For the price, I say no. And I'm not a Harry Kane fan. I will sit, and I'm not a Harry Kane fan. But his numbers, yes. Look, see, bath time is 30 Premier League goals. We're looking at Rashford. Rashford got 16 Premier League goals, and we're losing our mind. If our team gets 30 Premier League goals, an extra 30, we're causing chaos.
Okay, good point. I didn't realize he got 30 Premier League goals this season.
Yeah.
38 games. That's a great record. Senor Ness is saying Man United is not a retirement home. We need someone younger than him. Come on, man.
You know what? I agree with that 100%. I do agree with that. But it's the numbers. It's just the numbers that I'm looking at.
Okay. King Dino saying Kane would have got 40 goals for us this season. We've got 30 Prem goals, penalty goals. That's from Rushmano. He does take a lot of penalties. I think if you take away penalties from a lot of these strikers' goal records, Andy Cole would look fantastic. But anyway, I've got a quote here from Ten Hag. He was asked in this same interview with Henry Winter, said, is Kane on the list? What we need besides Marcus Rashford is an extra player with scoring abilities. That's what he said. So we need it, whether it's coming out of our own squad or we sign one, I don't know. So that's more kind of revealing. The manager's really smart, is it, with the way he words his, even though English is not his first language, he sort of suggested big talking point with Maguire by saying if he needs to leave, he can go. And now he's saying here, we do need someone to add to Rashford's goal scoring abilities. And 30 goals, I'm really shocked. I take that back. I no way would have said 30 goals from Tottenham striker Kane this season. I just didn't know that at all. Tony had 19 goals. Salah had 20. Lopez, he's 29, not 36, because we talking about retirement home. Senor Ness is saying, Box, come on, man. We need a long-term plan. Too many short-term strikers since Fergie left. Can we name them? Cavani, Zlatan, Ronaldo. Wow, he's right. He's got
Garlo. We haven't bought a decent. Yeah. We need to get this striking option right. We need to get this striking
What do you think of
option
this? Because Emma's saying here, I'm worried that Kane would be too focused on individual accolades and forget the team, and the pressure at United is different to the one at Spurs. Colin, Mr. B?
I don't think Ten Hag would let him. I don't think Ten Hag would let him forget. You know,
Mm.
I don't at all. 'Cause Ten Hag doesn't seem like that kind of person that's going to let somebody go out there and be as one person, because that's not Ten Hag's system. You've seen it in press conferences. You know, we go as a team, we win as a team, we do things together. It's not about one person. Ronaldo tried to make it about him, and look what happened.
Okay, Mr. B. Matthew Bassett saying we would have preferred Osimhen, but Kane isn't a bad alternative, to be fair.
My number one is Osimhen, just because he's a winner.
Right.
He wants to win. Kane ain't won shit. All the goals he's scored ain't meant squatty for nobody. Osimhen's come in. He's had 2 seasons at Napoli. He was injured the whole of last season. He's come in. Anytime he got injured, you know what he did when he came back? He scored again. He scored again. He scored again. He led them to the league. He led them to. So he's a winner. He's gonna come. So my number one, without a shadow of a doubt, is Osimhen. That is who I want.
Rushmano's saying here, 30 years old for over 100 million with 1 year left in his contract. Absolutely crazy money. Colin, do you agree with that?
I completely disagree, because if he's going to Tottenham and demanding to be moved on, and he's got 1 year left on his contract, there's no way that they're going to stick to £100 million. Because if he wants to leave, yeah, he's got 1 year. What would you rather do? You're Daniel Levy. I'm coming to you as Manchester United and going, there's 70 million for Kane.
Right.
Take it or leave it. And he says, no. Well, he's going on a free next season. You've lost out on 70 million. He's going for absolutely nothing.
Box is saying here Kane's at the same level as Benzema and Lewandowski. Which is just, do we agree with that? Is he on the same level as these guys?
Finishing in front of goal,
Yeah.
I think he is. In front of goal, I think he is.
Okay.
But I want a player who's going to run past the man to get in front of goal, not be spoon-fed that chance. Osimhen, I believe, will make the chance for himself and score what Kane will be. He's going to be at the end of a lot of what we do. But as Amonde keeps saying, he keeps hiding. He keeps playing this side. I want my striker to be up this side of the pitch. So would he have to change the way that he plays?
Thinking about Kane leaving the club, Senor Ness is saying here, and when Kane isn't happy, he goes to the board and complain like he does with Levy to Tottenham. And Anthony Herbert, how you doing? Rushmano saying here, but Kane won't push for the move, because he sort of suggested earlier, but there was a quote he made recently suggesting he might stay at Tottenham Football Club. I don't know. Kane would scored 40 in Serie A, says Box. So it's interesting that Kane isn't long term, says Rushmano. So this is causing a lot of debate here. Andy Herbert saying Kane is staying at Tottenham. He would have left 3 years ago. That's a fact. And Emma's saying here, I'll pay at Tops pay 70 million for Kane, because that's what we paid for Casemiro, 30-year-old as well. Send your message saying Mr. B, Osimhen is the guy, or someone like that. So you got to support there, Mr. B. Bill Banner is saying you're right, Andy. You're right. I don't think he has the ballet to leave them losers. And Rushmano finally saying you really expect Levy to sell us Kane to a main rival? I just don't see it.
He's not a rival. Tottenham aren't a rival to us. That boat has sailed. Tottenham are on a whole different. And if they lose Kane, the level that they're going to be playing, that's going to be a lot lower.
Last one. Harry Kane has 4 less penalty goals than Haaland. So he's got 25 goals without penalties. Haaland got 29. He's an absolute no-brainer. Take it to Man United. I mean, and he's playing for a lesser club as well. Colin, Mr. B, come on, man. That's good.
Look, as I said already, he's not my number one, but I'm not going to sit here and be pissed off if we get Harry Kane, because he will score goals.
Yeah, he's not my number one either. I think
for 3 years. That's the only problem. He's going to score goals for 3 years. We get Osimhen. What's Osimhen? 24. We've got him for 5, 6, 7 years, and he will improve. He will improve.
This is what I mean. I want somebody a bit younger than 30 years old. I want somebody for now and the future, not just for now, you know. But if we get Kane, even though I'm not like 100% behind it, if we get Kane and he scores us goals, then obviously he does his job, doesn't he?
Yeah. A lot of talking points today. Really enjoyed this show. Some food for thought. Colin, can we just have an update? How are you feeling, bro? Because I haven't seen you drink any water or any milk or anything like that. How are you feeling, bro?
No, I've had little sips of a little can that I had here, but it's barely got anything in it. It feels like it goes away, and then I take a breath in, and it just comes back with a vengeance. So I'm going to be running my mouth under a tap once we finish.
Brilliant. Can we start campaigning, guys, for Rebel to have the One Chris challenge? Because you got to be a man of your word. I give you respect. You're an honourable man, Colin. You came on, you delivered, and people were laughing. I've made my eyes water just from jokes. Seeing you eat those jelly babies, whatever. I got to do forfeit too. Any suggestions, guys, in the comments? Because I came last in the Fantasy Football League, which I gave up. I was winning. I gave it up. I just completely forgot about it. And I
didn't remind you. Once you fell behind me, I never said a word. I never said a word. I keep my mouth shut. Look, we'll find something obviously on Monday to do. Guys in the chat, make your suggestions. Nothing illegal, please. And we'll see what we can go with that. Guys, it's Monday. We are out. We will be back tomorrow.
Sorry, Mr. B, what we got lined up for this week? Because obviously it's FA Cup final week, and during this week we like to build up like it was in the 80s when we used to watch FA Cup. We'd start at 9 a.m. in the morning, have the big build up. I want the same to happen on Man United agenda. I want us to start early on a Monday or a Tuesday and build this up. So by the time we get to that Saturday afternoon and we're kicking ass against Man City, everyone will be behind us.
Okay, well, look, it looks like we're going to be starting our action from Wednesday then. So look, we're going to be doing the old school preview, guys. We'll work out what we do because the big day is coming Saturday. We're gonna end Man City's treble hope before they've even started. Then we can go into the Inter Milan game thinking, it's another defeat for Man City. Guys, look, we've got this. Let's be honest, we have got this. But look, we are out. I need something to eat. As usual, you know what I'm like. Guys, thanks for watching. Cole, appreciate it, man. Respect for taking that challenge, man. Monday, bless you, man. We will all be here tomorrow. Guys in the chat, be safe, and we'll see you all tomorrow. We're out.
Bye-bye.